is we're going to be looking to expand and diversify the scope of the Long-Term Care Advisory Committee. There's a committee that the department formed to advise us. Bruce is a member. We're going to look to expand it to include more consumers, more consumer stakeholders. You may want to designate someone. We're looking to broaden the scope because.
And I think that that's good. I think the concern we have is, you know, whether sometimes it feels, when you look at the developmental disabilities community, stakeholders are consumers and families, generally. OMH, generally consumers and families. You know, sometimes there's a little bit of not quite getting what the consumers are saying, but they still identify that as a stakeholder group. And health, traditionally stakeholders have been the provider agencies and the associations, and that's been a real difficulty with the Most Integrated Setting Coordinating Council, because if you were to pull all the stakeholder groups together, you know, clearly one of these things is not like the others, and, you know, there's a big difference between what the providers say and what, you know, we say. And I think at that meeting at New York Connect, I think there was a very strong message from the consumer people saying, what the families say is different from what we say.
Correct.
And that was coming from, you know, the one woman identified as a caregiver, but she lived to be, I don't know, well, I'm not going to guess her age, but she was getting on to where she was going to flip to the other side and be a caregivee. So, you know.
She was right on the money.
She was. I mean, and she was talking about, you know, her mother, you know, that she, you know, her mother would have had a different perspective. I think the other thing that we want you to hear is sometimes people look at the OMRDD system and they think that that's like the ideal. And, you know, there was a lot of changing over at OMR where one day people were in ICF and going to day treatment, and then